There's going to be a lot of changes from the previous tier list that I've done. All right, we're going to get this out the way. We're going to get some matches in. So obviously this is always going to be my personal experience. It's going to be subjective and objective at the same time. What the hell does it even mean? I don't know. Season 2.0 tier list. We're going to go with tact first. Technical. Hit. I'm going to say this right now. Some of these characters I'm going to breeze over of, and it's really just going to be the same with how I felt about them. Maybe previous tier list. Stalling, hit, you're broken. You're going in S. That's not S.Z. I'm going to keep hit in Z tier. He should have got nerfed this season. He's way too strong. He's way too annoying. He's just broken in general, right? Easily the best technical character, okay? Someone may be joining him in that same tier. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But regardless, Hit is one of the strongest characters in this game. One of the best characters overall. I hate him so much. They should have nerfed him immediately. I'm surprised he didn't get nerfed at all. Regardless, Frieza. Previously, I had Frieza in S, right? Like somewhere at the top of S. But I feel like with other technical characters getting buffed, or not even just that. Yeah, well, yeah. I feel like with some of the other technical characters getting buffed, he's not as strong, right? And honestly, the real easy way to deal with Frieza, you really just burst down Zarbon and Dodoria whenever you get a chance to. So before I would have him in S, if I'm being completely honest, I'll put him at the top of A. I would drop him down quite a bit. Just one row, right? Just one row. He is still good, still has his usefulness. One of the best characters at taking objectives, right? He does so much damn damage to the bosses. It's insane, by the way. Zarbon is still good. Obviously, weakness is blow him up. Blow up Zarbon. Blow him the hell up, okay? I'm going to talk about more Frieza with some other characters. So, top of A. Top of A. Majin Buu. He's pretty much more or less going to be the same as the last tier list when he received his buff. Made him usable. Gave him more. What did it give? I think they gave more HP, and they buffed his Strangle Gum, which is his best attack. The little stupid thing that slows you down. I think it gives you defense down, or does it just give you movement speed down? But regardless, that maxed out is actually diabolical. So he's good. He's usable. For me, when I play him, it's more so situational, team composition, stuff like that. Buu is very good with Trunks and very good with Android 18 in the lane. He is a menace during that time. But regardless, Buu is good. I would put him next to like Frieza. I feel like they're interchangeable, different purposes, different uses and whatnot. So Buu is good. Android 17, I hit him in the top of A or middle of A, I think. Last tier list. It's because, well, for one, the other technical characters was just better than him. You know, it's like he wasn't bad, they were just better, you know? And now since he received the buff to his skill, I'm pretty sure it was a skill 3 and his ult. His ult, what was it, last 1 second longer or something like that? And his, correct me if I'm wrong. And his skill 3, his shield lasts longer. So with knowing that, and they buffed up the build up card, which is insane for pretty much all the damn characters. It's like Madden now. But I would put Android 17 in S. Probably at the bottom of S, if I'm being completely honest. Like, he is actually good. I'm even starting to use him again. Like, his survivability is insane with that shield buff from his skill 3. And his ult too, the buff he got from that too. Like, he is so freaking good. Oh, yeah, he's like my main go-to. 17 and another character's my main go-to. Gotenks. More or less for me, they nerfed Gotenks, right? What was it, like his skill 1 damage cooldown, or the skill 1 cooldown? Honestly, the nerf didn't really affect them. If they really wanted to nerf Gotenks, they should have nerfed his damage overall, right? That's where the biggest issue is. I obviously will still put him in S like the last tier list. Gotenks is still strong. He is very, very necessary for team fights because his ult silences the enemy team. It's so stupid that when you get silenced, you can't even auto attack, right? I can understand if you can't use any of your skills, if it prevents you from using any of your skills, but this damn silence prevents you from auto attacking. That's stupid, you know? So I feel like he's very, very, very necessary for team fights and objectives when preventing them from taking it, you know? But Gotenks is strong. They should have nerfed his damage. Nerfing his skill 1 practically did nothing, if I'm being completely honest, dude. So I would put him in S tier. Still a very, very strong technical character. Krillin received a buff. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't even know what buff it was. Apparently it's enough for him to be usable. I would say I would put him at the bottom of A. I think that's where I had him last time. Or no, I think I had him in B last time. I had him in B with somebody else, I'm pretty sure. But regardless, Krillin, well, he's usable at least, right? I forget, what the hell did they buff of Krillin? I should know this, but literally I forgot, so forgive me. I forgot what they buff of Krillin. I don't use Krillin, but regardless, I put him at the bottom of A. I don't see him out performing any of these other technical characters. Sure, easier to use than Frieza, but probably easier to use than Gotenks. But like, Krillin's good, he's usable, whatever, yada yada. I'll keep him there at A. A is a good spot. A is not bad, obviously. A is usable. So I think overall the tech role might be the most balanced. I think every tech character is good, and it's kind of crazy to say. Gohan. This little goddamn bowl cut rat, okay, he's not gonna be moved because they didn't touch him this patch in season 2 for some damn reason. The main 2 people they should have nerfed this season were these 2 people right here, Gohan and Hit. They should have nerfed these little dudes. Not even little, because he's not small, he's just stupid. I hate him. This man is he should, whatever. We already talked crap about Hit. This little shit right here, his stun, they buffed his stun with the skill damage 2 divine draw. Not even that, that's not even part of why he is broken. First off, easy to use, probably the easiest character in the game to use, and you get so much value out of him from how easy it is to use, from his CC, hell, even his damage, for Christ's sake, right? His double stun that he has, right? With his ult, with his skill 2. Regardless, the team, what was it, the rush speed up, that crap is insane with the Gohan, because he already buffs you with this damn passive ability, and you get the divine draw for the team rush up. Bro, y'all are sliding, drifting all across the, beating everything up you see in sight. Nah, Gohan is broken for how easy he is to use. He needs to be nerfed, Hit needs to be nerfed. Gohan was in Z tier, the last tier list I made, and he's even stronger this season with the team rush. And, well, just honestly that, he was already good. He was already the best tech in the game. He's still the best tech in the game, okay? I wouldn't even say him and Hit are interchangeable. No, I'm straight putting him ahead of Hit. That's how it is. Regardless, tech overall is looking incredibly strong this season, man. It's insane. Frieza's usable. Majin Buu, 17, Gotenks, Krillin. I would argue he's probably the worst, but he can still be utilized. We're gonna damage. Okay. Okay. We're gonna go over the damage. What's up, Yudo? Gammas. Oh my God. I'm telling you this right now, preemptively. This is going to be the most different tier list I've done so far because of all the changes, all the buffs, and just the simple fact that the divine draws are also rotated out. Some of them are rotated out. So Junior and the Meat Buns. Gammas. I'm going to tell you this right now. Gammas are incredibly strong. Gammas are stupid strong. They are hard to use. I'm telling you this right now. They are hard to use. You know what? I'm actually going to pick up the Gammas because I need a melee character, a melee DPS. All I use is Bojack and Kale, right? We'll talk about that later. And it would be nice to have some type of different team comp. But unfortunately for Gammas, they don't really have good secure, right? So, you know, I kind of lose that aspect of my playstyle. I can't really secure consistently. Gammas are strong. Gammas are ridiculous. I just don't know what else to say. They were already naturally bulky because they aren't fragile. They are by far probably the tankiest damage character in the game as far as base defenses go. They are by far, you know what I mean? Gammas are strong. You cannot escape them, dude. You can't run from them. That buff they got, what was it? I think it was at the end of season 1 they received the buff and they just became insane. They just became insane. One of the most common DPS in the game and one of the strongest characters in the game overall, dude. So Gammas, you stay in Z tier, bro. I bumped him up from S tier. I believe is where I placed him the last list I made. Gammas, y'all in C tier. Y'all stay. Y'all not leaving that for a bit. Topo, disappointment. Okay, I feel like the best aspect about Topo, securing objectives, right? Auto attack. What was it, like skill 1? Auto attack, spin, whatever. However he builds up his damn stacks, and then you explode all that by ulting, right? Using his ultimate. He can very well secure objectives very, very fast because of it. However, that is his only use that he has, because he's also a melee damage character with no type of peel. Okay, he can't escape. He's a giant boulder. He can't, and you can easily bait out his counter. His counter is not even hard to even deal with because, for one, you see the animation when he does it, and for two, you know exactly when he's gonna do it because of how they play, you know, how aggro they get, etc. He's very predictable is what I'm saying in his play style, and he doesn't really offer much. So if anything, I could put him in C, but I'm gonna keep him in B. I should have just kept it 4 tiers actually. You know what? I'll keep it 4 tiers. I'm gonna delete this row. ZSAB. So, Wavy. Yeah, Topo's not moving. He's easily one of the worst characters in the game. Hell! This is gonna be the most different tier list. I'm not even joking, dude. Kale. Before, I had her near the bottom of S rank, correct? Insane burst damage. Obviously, no type of CC, disengage. That is her downfall. That is her weakness. Her ult is also, I would argue, her ult is also a weakness, right? Early game, it's probably better early game than late game. Maybe, who knows, regardless. But it's also predictable, right? If you're near farm, you're going to auto-track to the nearest enemy, regardless if it's a human player or farm. That's how it is. I'm putting her at the top of A because you'll see why. I don't think Kale is in the top 5 damage characters anymore. I think she is no longer in top 5 damage characters. I think she got kicked out. It's unfortunate, but it's whatever. I even said myself, regardless of what some people think, and it may be crazy to say, Kale needs a buff. You know what's funny? She actually got nerfed, by the way. Her skill 1, I think, got an extra second to the cooldown. Not that big of a difference, but with all the other buffs some of the other characters are getting, it kind of made her less valuable. But yeah, Kale needs a buff. I argue her ult needs a buff. Yes, it shouldn't be 100 seconds. It's way too damn long, and she is just not safe to use at all. She's not safe to use at all. Kale, you're at the top of A. I could really argue right here. Completely honest. Deborah. They buffed Deborah this season. Yes, they buffed Deborah as in, I think it was his passive. As far as, you know, it autofills your their petrification meter. It builds up twice as fast if you're just sitting there. It sounds strong, doesn't it, on paper? Yeah, probably in low rank, but the same issue that Kale has, although she is ranged damage character. Is that a voice crack? Deborah is a melee. Deborah is a melee damage character with no peel. So I could argue I'm putting him at the top of B. I would put him above Topo for sure because of petrification. He beats him out on that. He has no way to escape. What is Deborah gonna do against somebody with more range than him? What is Deborah gonna do with somebody who's faster than him? You can still vanish and cut that down petrification meter in half, you know what I mean, and get rid of it. Deborah is another one that's also predictable because what can you really do? Sure, you can be top 0 player in the game. You can be good with any player, do any hero in the game. Sure, that doesn't mean that character is good, right? It's just he's way too predictable, and it's just too easy to, especially with some of the characters we got in the game, some of the buffs. We'll get to them. Like, it's just hard to use melee damage characters this season. Not even just that. Unless you're somebody like Gammas, who has a lot of escape, a lot of defense, and a damn second person, which means a second health bar, which means... But he's also fast. Not only that, his ult stuns everybody. If you're in the radius, Gamma's ult will stun you. It ain't for like a 1 or 2 seconds. It's like for 2 years, bro. Gammas will stun you for half the time's duration, bro. Like, the game is what, 15 minutes with Zeno? Bro, he was stun you for 7 of those minutes. Gammas are insane. And enough about that. Deborah, there's just no point in using them. It's really no point in using them. Bojack. Bojacking it. Bojacking out, Bojacking on, Bojacking off, Bojacking whatever, right? Before, boom, he was down here, obviously. That Bojack buff, baby, S tier. All right, I will argue Bojack is probably top 5 damage characters in the game, you know? Unlike Kale, the biggest difference between Kale and Bojack, because I actually use them both, I don't use Kale much anymore, is they both have burst damage. I will argue Kale has more burst damage, more consistent burst damage, because it depends on Bojack how many bombs they run into, blah, blah, blah. How much, when you explode them, how many they're around to even receive that damage. Bojack has CC. Unlike Kale, Psycho Thread slows immensely, bro. I'm talking about you go from the speed of a Raichu to the speed of a Caterpie, like legit. That Psycho Thread can save you in a lot of situations. Just place it on yourself if you get dove on, you know? Unfortunately for him, that's probably his only way of escaping, but I mean, he has other alternatives as well. It's just it's not as consistent. His balls, his skill 2. Skill 2, skill 3. Since skill 3, Psycho Thread is probably my favorite skill in the game. Skill 2, also really like. I think you should prioritize that after skill 3, and then skill 1, it's whatever, right? Inconsistent, who knows, whatever, right? It has a lot of range. His skill 1 has a lot of range when maxed out. His ult, probably still one of the worst ults in the game. The only real use for it is probably securing objectives if you can get lucky enough. Put down King, get that damage boost, ult immediately, you know what I mean? Only way I can see it is just you get there first with your team, and as soon as objective spawns, burst it down. Of course, you would probably need somebody else as well, because he's not as consistent with getting objectives. There's a lot of other people that are better at getting objectives or securing than him. Frieza's a lot better than him. Goku's a lot better than him. Riku's a lot better though. Piggle's one of the best in the game at securing objectives. Oob is better at securing objectives with this ult. He would need max stacks though, like 64, I think his max stacks are. Bojack is really good overall. That is my main for this season, and I'm loving it. I'm Bojacking it. Yes. He's not moving from S tier right now. I don't know if he's top 5 in the game. We haven't got through all the other DPS, but Bojack, that buff was delicious. That was a very scrumptious buff that he received, and oh my god, oh my god, I'm about to, anyway, Oob is good. I don't think my placement for him is gonna move, because the only buff he received was for his skill 3, his dashes come back faster, I believe, but Oob will always be strong, right? You see, I don't know if I want to put him, he's gonna go above Kale, because obviously, you know, he has disengage, he has a skill 2, right? Which increases his auto attack range if he wants to peel back while auto attacking. He has many different scenarios, right? All a little more consistent, but you also need to have max stacks to fully utilize it. Anywho, I don't know if I want to put him at the bottom of S or top of A, if I'm being completely honest. I may just put him at the bottom of S. I don't think he's top 5 DPS in the game. I'll put him here, maybe. He's not really easy to use either, right? But yeah, it's crazy how Bojack went from really bad to really viable. Like, he was down here with freaking, well, he was probably the only character down here by himself. I would have him, honestly. Yeah, I would still have top above him, but yeah, it's crazy. That Bojack is insane. Oob is good. I don't use him. I have used him. I try to use him. I'm not really good with him, but a really good Oob trait can definitely make your day very, very bad. I think Oob is good. Like I said, you can argue bottom of S, top of A, right? Maybe this. Maybe that's a little more fair, I think. Okay, so Android 18, Android 18, Android 18. Okay, so my placement for her is more or less not going to change, right? I'd probably do something like that for Kill. 18, they nerfed her Destructo disc. I think maxed out it's only throws 2 discs instead of 3, right? I don't use her. She's not as easy to use either. A little more difficult because 2 of her cooldowns are dashes, right? So it's like a little similar to the Gammas as far as difficulty, but Gammas are still quite more difficult because of, well, alternating between both the Gammas, knowing when to use the ult when Gamma 2 is dead, you get the additional, right? Anywho, 18 still has her burst damage. 18, I will mainly only use in top lane. You can use her in bot lane, sure, but I want to keep her away from her tank. She can abuse technical characters. I think 18 heavily relies on whoever you're laning with. Her perfect lane partners, in my opinion, 18 Majin Buu is insane, by the way. 18 Hit is insane, by the way. 18 Gohan is incredible, by the way. All paired up with the Team Rush, Divine Draw. Pick a ranged damage character, poke her out, because she comes level 3, level 4. She gets to you, you're dead. That's all I'm saying. If she's enabled with a Gohan stun, hit stun, Majin Buu, strangle gum, you're dead. You're done. Poke her out or use Gammas who can escape. Use somebody with peel. That's all I'm gonna say. Trust me, I have went against that minute plenty of times. But like I said, with 18, I feel like it's more so situational because I feel like she has less value in team fights because of so much range, some of the effects, getting poked out, etc. She would really have to like flank, if you know what I mean, right? She would have to like play, I guess, not back to front, but like I feel like in so many scenarios, it would be a little harder to use her. Early game, I think she's really, really good. Not the best at securing objectives. Obviously, she's more of like a 1v1. Well, yeah. She's a melee character. She's very fast. She's gonna murder you a lot of times in 1v1, right? Because how fast she is, you may miss skill shots and cooldowns and whatnot. Where I feel 18 really struggles is more so in-game attacking towers, where it gets to the situation where they have 1 tower left or 2 towers left, whatever the case may be, and you have to go to a certain point. And obviously, you know, when the enemy team has like a Bojack or a Piccolo, they're gonna be watching you step foot on that God of Destruction, we're gonna blast you. 18 can't do a damn thing about that, right? Unless you have a Vegeta on the team, unless you have a tank, not by herself anyway, right? I guess it's harder for her to engage late game, maybe, when everyone has the big AoE maxed out abilities, is what I'm trying to say, right? But 18 is strong. 18 is strong. 18 is strong. She's never really been easy to use, right? Always been situational, in my opinion. Piccolo, I would argue, is above Bojack ever since his buff because, well, wait. Piccolo's skill 2 is his Hell's Own Grenade, right? His Light Grenade is a skill 1. I actually haven't used them, but regardless, Piccolo has always been a menace ever since he got buffed. I believe it was at the end of last season. But the skill damage 2 doesn't really do much for him since Hell's Own Grenade is in that spot, right? I'm so glad they switched it from skill damage 1. That made me think about something. I have a theory. I'm going to say right now. When Broly comes out... No, he's coming at the end of this season. Yo, what if... Nah, never mind. Piccolo is one of the best objective takers in this game. Special Beam Cannon. All 3 charges. All you really have to do is do 25% damage to the boss. Piccolo, hide in the cloud. Fully charge a Special Beam Cannon, all 3 charges, and it's gone. Oh, drop King down, and it's gone. I don't know if you were in Snowball. Build up has been the meta for a lot of DPS because how strong it is. They buffed it, right? But Piccolo has always been one of the best objective takers, even before the buff, because his Special Beam Cannon was never the issue with him, right? It was just lack of damage elsewhere. He has peel as well, so he can handle a lot of different matchups. And Piccolo's all around very strong. I would argue he's probably better than Bojack. I would alternate them. I feel like they're interchangeable, right? Maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. Who knows? But for now, I'm gonna keep him in front of Bojack. I don't know if he's top 5 in the game because I have a few more DPS left. Trunks. I feel like he's in the same boat as Android 18. Stupid. Same boat, similar boat. A little less peel. He's a little harder to use. Also, I feel like you shouldn't use him in bot lane. Trunks is fragile. You don't really want to use him against the tank, right? You want to lane Trunks up top. Unless you have Superstarred, then, you know, he gets a little pass because it helps out. Superstarred enables him to actually be effective early game. Early game Trunks is not the strongest. Same with 18. Pair him up with Gohan. Pair him up with Hit. Hell, actually, you know what? 18 and Gotenks can work out too because of the stun, right? Pair him up with Majin Buu. Strangle Gun. Boom, right? Other than that, Trunks early game is fragile. Mid-late game, Trunks is a monster when taking objectives. Still has one of the highest burst damages in the game. His range on his ult is actually incredibly stupid. as in it's strong, it goes far. His little sword thrust thing is so good for stealing farm, taking, and just for farming in general, because it goes so far maxed out. I think that's the first skill you will want to max out with Trunks anyway. Other than that, yeah, he just has more range than 18, and actually, I mean, obviously you get cooldown reset upon kill or whatnot, but you know, like I said, early game, depending on who you're laning with, it may or may not be easy to get off. If you're going against, like, obviously, if you somehow put him in bot lane, it's not going to be so easy doing that against a damn cooler, for Christ's sake, who's going to slow you and stop your dash attacks and stuff like that. So, Trunks, I'm going to put him in A. A is good. A is good tier. I keep it right there. Yeah. I would always keep him around 18. All right. Definitely some differences. I wouldn't even say subtle differences, but definitely their own differences and whatnot. He can help out more probably late game because the range of his ult is insane. Whereas hers is only single target, right? 3-Ku. They nerfed 3-Ku. They nerfed 3-Ku. They nerfed 3-Ku. They nerfed them again because of another character that came to the game this season. Does that stop him from being strong? If I'm being completely honest, bro, I don't think that did much. I don't think that did a damn thing to 3-Ku late game or even mid game, early game probably. He's still good. Farming objectives, farming in general, denying farm. He still has his damage, for Christ's sake, right? And I mean, it's just the idea of having teleportation is no different than having the teleport item in League of Legends, bro. Except you always have it up at a faster cooldown time. You know what I mean? Imagine you can TP in League in like 10 seconds, every 10 to 15 seconds or whatever. Regardless, TPing will always be strong. Kamehameha will always be strong. And he would just be always useful in every single scenario. Every scenario. I will still put him in Z because he is very damn... If you don't have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, I'm sorry, bro. You better hope they don't get... You do better hope it's not Superstar, but you're not farming at all. Simply that. Regardless, he's still one of the strongest characters in the game even after the nerf. I don't feel like it did much. It feels like he got nerfed. But if we don't have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, nothing changes with the lane. Nothing really changes, I feel, right? So, same criticism as last time, right? He's just incredible. Super Saiyan Goku, crazy. I'm pretty sure they nerfed this man twice, right? I'm pretty sure they nerfed this man twice. Last season and this season? Didn't he get nerfed again? Or am I crazy? Well, the first nerf was, I feel like, why is this screen tearing? The first nerf, I feel like, was more so early game, right? Didn't really affect the mid to late game. Goku is one of the best objective takers in the game. He still has damage. He's one of the fastest characters in the game. I'm not moving him from Z tier. I'm sorry. I'm not. Because Goku can do literally everything in the game. Especially now with the freaking build-up item. The build-up card that they buffed. Like, I still stand by what I said. Goku is way too fast, okay? He is every single where. Personally, I don't really care for laning against the Goku because he just has everything. Early game, you can get away with it. Late game, mid to late game, not really, right? He's still one of the best objective takers, as I said. His pill's insane. I don't know why he is as fast as he is. Goku should be half of his speed. Like, he should not be that fast. That is my critique. I don't care about his damage. I don't care about his spirit bomb. He should not be that fast at all. That is my biggest issue. He goes, takes farm, gets away with it, runs back to goddamn East District 439, right? He's too damn fast. And I'm so glad they rotated out Soul Juniors because that's all a Goku would do. Come to the opposite lane, steal the Soul Junior, and you won't see that man for the next 5 business days. Right? Like, he's way too damn fast. He's gonna have damage. Like, that's not, he's Goku, right? He's staying in this tier. I don't know. Maybe behind, maybe, I'm not sure how I would order this, but obviously Gamma's I'm putting right there. Oh God, I refreshed it. Daima Goku. They nerfed his what? Skill 1, the Pansy Bomb, right? Daima Goku is just incredibly hard to use. I don't know. I think he's still in top 5. I think he's still in top 5 best damage characters in the game. He's just not easy to use because you can easily miss aim hitting your ball or miss aim your what's his name? Glorio lightning thing. You can easily miss the bomb with that and just hit somebody else, right? Unless it's maxed out and then it has like a radius, boom, 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 whatever, right? I'm arguing putting him here. He's never been easy. He's never been easy to use, if I'm being completely honest, but he's for sure above Bojack. He's for sure above Piccolo. Also, the other DPS in the game who actually has really good defenses. And what makes it even better for him, his power pole mitigates damage upon the end. Well, basically, if you're fighting somebody ranged, you get hit by Kamehameha from this guy or this guy. You get hit by Bojack Beam or Piccolo Light Grenade. I mean, just power pole, just mitigate the damage. And when you're getting hit, you get a speed up increase as well. You get hit by a melee attack. I think you get a defense up and a speed up. You get hit by a blast. You get like blast defense up and a speed up, something like that. Like Diamond Goku is not also easy to kill at all, right? He doesn't have to stop to kill you. Bro can just run past you, Diamond Bomb, and Glorio booms, all the dot, and then you're getting chipped off for the rest of your life. But Diamond Goku, I could argue him still being here. He's just a high difficulty character in my opinion, right? Damage this season has been ridiculous, bro. Like, if as far as top 5 damage characters, you can clearly see it. Gammas, all the Gokus, and Piccolo, I would still put above Bojack just because Piccolo has more range. Maxed out Light Grenade does, Spectrum Beam Cannon does, more range than Bojack to a certain extent. Situational. Nah, I think he overall does have more range, like with all of them having maxed out skills. He's just 10 times better than Bojack at taking objectives, literally. And he has peel. Doesn't have CC. Oh, he does have CC. He has one grenade. If you step on it, it'll slow you. Yeah, Piccolo's gonna be stronger than Bojack. So I would do something like that for the damage and attack characters, right? So now I will say this, as far as making this tier list, some of these characters, all these characters are going to be very, very different depending on the rank, right? If we're talking about low rank, yeah, Kale may be an issue. Hell, I think people still have problem with Kale's ult in low rank, right? Are you really, like, if you're like A rank and up, or if you're an SS rank, top 1,000, whatever, you're not gonna have any issue with Kale. She ults, bursts down that bonus HP, put her back to small Kale, right? Like, Kale is not an issue anymore with so many people getting buffed. Topo, he's very predictable. Deborah, very predictable, and he's, you know, easy to deal with because you have so much poke. Diamond Goku does not have to stop to kill you. Goku has 80 billion speed. 3Ku doesn't have to get near Deborah. Gammas have peel. Gammas have defense. Gammas have more damage than Deborah, right? Like, the two at the bottom just get heavily outclassed by everyone above them. I feel like low ranks, you would have issue with Deborah. You would have an issue with like Topo, maybe Kale. Depending on how experienced the player is or what rank you're playing in, that does factor in a lot, right? Because low rank don't really know how to utilize Frieza at all. Last season, Frieza was a menace, by the way. Frieza was a menace last season. Like, they can't really utilize Hit. Hit is not really the easiest character. But I play against top 500 all the time. Yesterday, I went against a full team of people that were top 20, right? I did perfectly fine, personally. But it's like where you're in the wherever you are in the matchmaking and ranks, obviously it does factor in a lot. Damage, attack, those are my placements. It's just crazy how much different this tier list is from the previous tier list that I've done because they had so many damn changes, dude. Did I even, yeah, I talked about 17 buffs. Baby. There's a few characters in this game I actually genuinely hate. Hate to lane with, hate to fight against, hate them in general. Don't like their playstyle, don't like their character abilities in general. Baby's one of the characters. I don't like him when he's on my team. I don't like him when he's on the enemy team. I don't like him in general, right? I will put Baby, I'll put Baby somewhere in A. I think he's a good tank. He's good at being annoying. That's what I hate about him the most, right? Push away, denying farm, blah, blah, blah. I don't think he's too strong. He's not a traditional tank either, right? I don't really like dealing with him. I don't think they affected him with the patches, the latest update. I don't think it's been changed at all. He's annoying. I think this is more or less the same placement I hit him with last time. Honestly, it's a lot more people on A than I thought. A lot less people on S. But right now, we haven't got to the tanks yet either. Yeah, I'll keep him an A. I don't think he's the worst tank in the game. There are obviously much better options. And I think he's okay. I don't like laning with him because of the people that I use, right? I use Bojack. I don't use Kill much anymore. So it's like, I don't think Bojack and Baby are really great together. Maybe they can be. Maybe it's just my own play style. I don't really like laning with a Baby. Zamasu. Zamasu got buffed at the end of what, last season? It at least made him usable. It at least made him usable, but I still don't think he really makes the cut, if I'm being completely honest. So I'll put him like at the bottom of like A. Like, he can be utilized. He can be effective in certain situations more than others for sure, right? Like, it's still very annoying with the slow. Mono slow's like, oh, I think they nerfed this slow or something. I don't know. Regardless, I know they buffed him. I don't know if they changed his damn ult. I think Zamasu is solid. He's okay. I would rather not have a Zamasu on my team if I'm being completely honest. But it's whatever, right? I think he's usable. They buffed him enough to at least be used. So I guess that's all I can really say about him. Sail. My opinion on Sail has been getting less and less. I will still put him in A because mid to late game, obviously, he's still good. His Sail games is really good for singling out, obviously, the problem on their team, right? For instance, if it's a damn Vegeta who keeps spamming his damn shield all over the place, or if it's like a Gammas, or if it's like a Gohan. I feel like Sail ult obviously is like a gift and a curse. Double-edged sword. You get grab the wrong person, lock yourself in the ring with somebody who can obviously kill you. He's really good for denying maybe certain, I guess, farm. Just ult near them. I guess they can't hit in the field if like Nappa, like, right? And like, there's little crazy things you can do with Sail. You have to be aggressive with Sail because you'll take way too long to get perfect form if you're not aggressive enough and melee it enough. So it also depends on how aggressive you are and who you're laning with early game, how fast to get your transformation to perfect form. I mean, he's good. I would prefer a Sail over a Baby, but if I'm being completely honest, I don't mind having a Sail on my team. I personally don't really like laning with Sail either, with who I use. That's crazy, right? Cooler. Cooler, you are no longer in C tier anymore, buddy. I apologize. You are in S tier. You're still really good. Really strong, viable tank, right? Field is still annoying. And obviously getting iframes upon every skill that you use, startup of it at least. Cooler is still very strong, can be annoying, probably more of a problem in low rank than high rank, but obviously Cooler is still good. Supernova is still good. His Ray is still good. His Field of Slow is still good. Obviously the Death Chase or whatever. Like, Cooler is still, I feel like it's a really solid option for a tank and really good overall. He did receive a nerf too, by the way. I think beginning of this season, when the season started. Thank God he needed that nerf. Now it comes with the decisive play of Khalifa. Last tier list, I had Khalifa and Cooler interchangeable. If anything, I'm pretty sure I had Khalifa right next to him. Maybe interchangeable. Last tier list, by the way. I don't think that's the case. I do not think that's the case anymore. I think now they nerfed her too. They nerfed her. What did they nerf of Khalifa? I don't think it was her skill one. No, they nerfed her. Not target mechanic. That's Dokkan. God damn it. They nerfed her taunt by like 1 second or something. They did something with her taunt. I don't think it's that effective anymore. As far as like it really mattered that much, because I think she's definitely much better than Cooler now, right? Oh, they nerfed her kicks. Okay, they nerfed her kick, which her taunt basically, right? That's how she gets the taunt off, with the kicks. I don't think it mattered that much at all. She's still very strong. I'm contemplating on putting her in Z if I'm being honest, but I'm not doing that for one particular reason. I think she is, yeah. I think she's obviously better than Cooler. Both being nerfed, it didn't really affect her as much as it did him. He's still very usable though. Still very, very usable. How do I want to split this? Something like that, maybe. Overall, she's annoying. I hate laning against her. If I'm being honest, depends on what tank I have. I would never lane. I would never do bot lane if there's a Khalifa. I don't know. She's just way too annoying. I'd rather deal with, never mind. Super Saiyan Vegeta. Super Saiyan Vegeta. I had him here last time, right? I would, arguably, I will put him above Cooler. He's also not easy to use as Cooler. I mean, Cooler isn't hard, right? More so Vegeta, you just have to time your abilities right. Obviously, Photon Bomber, depending on how many people you get, Explosive Wave like that, right? Get multiple people, get all your armor back, right? It's not as easy to use Vegeta, especially when in low ranks. People don't really know how to utilize Vegeta. You don't burn all of his abilities, right? Because he gets armor back from 3 out of 4 of his abilities. Photon Bombers is the only ability that doesn't give him armor. His ult does. His skill 1 does. His skill 3 does. I think Photon Bomber is skill 2, right? And it's like you really got to utilize that in extending fights. So yeah, man, just doesn't die. That's the whole gist of that Vegeta. He doesn't die. But he also doesn't have peel. He has CC, but he doesn't have peel, you know? And depends on whoever you're laning with as well. I haven't seen this Vegeta in a long time. I've not seen this Vegeta in a long time, to be fair. He's still really good. He's still really good tank, if I'm being honest. I would say he's above Cooler, personally. However, the first time I would actually put him above Cooler. And now we get to the main man himself. The man that released at the beginning of season 2. Okay? Technically, I should have done this way before a few days ago because Gohan comes on next week. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I mean, obviously, it's like, oh, one more thing of this Vegeta. The skill damage 2 thing kind of nerfed him because getting skill damage boost 1 gave his little blast more damage, which is kind of good because it didn't do damage. It only gave you armor, and with the skill damage 1 that got rotated out for 2, kind of weakened him a little bit. She don't get damage off Photon Bomber either, but at least the skill 1 was like 2-second damn cooldown, and it gives you armor by whoever you hit and how many you hit, right? So skill damage 2 didn't really do anything for him, to be honest. It did a lot for Cooler. It did a lot for Bojack more than it did skill damage 1. Kinda, because the balls is what you really need to explode. Vegeta, obviously Z tier. Vegeta's not moving, and Vegeta's easily the best thing in the game. Vegeta's one of the best characters in the game overall, and he's just annoying. You know what's crazy? They nerfed goddamn Crusher, whatever his damn name is, that one support that breaks the wall. I wonder why they nerfed him by tripling his cooldown. Oh, right. He broke the wall so you can get the meat bun out of it. But guess what? They rotated Meat Bun Divine Draw out, so it's not here this season. And they added 85 billion more seconds to Mr. Crusher, whatever the hell his name is, that broke the wall, all because of Vegeta's skill 2. The one where he needs a wall or some type of obstacle to stun you in to, right? I wonder why they nerfed that support into, you know what? Vegeta's a menace, okay? This man will haunt you in your goddamn nightmares and stun you as soon as you wake up. This man is not to be played with whatsoever. That Vegeta is annoying. Ironically, with saying that, I don't mind laying it against a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, as long as we have one, because I would want my damn own Vegeta to stun first, right? You get to stun off first, that's big. However, not even just that, his skill 3, Big Boy Barrier. Oh my god, he can protect objective, he can protect farm. As soon as the game starts, if I'm Vegeta, I'm going straight in. If they have a Vegeta, I'm going straight to him and try to stun him, CC him before I get CC myself. And you know what I'm gonna do right after? I'm gonna put up my shield so he can't stun me, which means I'm gonna try to block off his path to getting to the Kai or any other farm, and then allow my DPSs to take farm. And then after that, I perhaps may dip. Oh wait, you know what? My skill 2 is gonna be back up by how long you can hold the skill 3, which is crazy. I don't know if it extends the time when you level up the skill 3, but it does last quite a bit, right? You can cancel it out manually too whenever you need. But Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is oppressive. Yes, he is oppressive. It is insane. It is insane. He's insane. It is crazy how much different. Go to my video right now. Look at my tier list from the end of last season to the tier list we have now. The buffs and the characters that came out, or the characters that released, it is insane the difference. It is actually crazy. It is actually crazy. Wow. Now I'm just looking at it. That's really what I would do. This is literally my tier list right here from personal experience, kind of subjective, and I feel like it is, a lot of it is obviously objective, right? Because Vegeta's, obviously he's the best tank in the game, right? Obviously Gohan and Hit are going to be the best technical, there's nothing to argue about that. I feel Gohan and Hit are the best technical characters in the game. No change my mind. Gamma's one of the best damage characters in the game. You can't change your mind. It's just how it is. I mean, that's personally what I think. Hell, you could probably put Khalifa in Z, but the only reason I didn't do that is because she is not in the same tier as Vegeta. She can get him a run for his money for sure, but like just sheer usefulness, just how good he is. Ah, that damn Vegeta. Oh, obviously skill 1 sucks you in too, so, you know. Oh, don't let him real though, you. You come to him, you go the other way after being skill 2 to a wall. You're dead, buddy. So yeah, this is my tier list for season 2, the first tier list, before Ultimate Gohan comes out. So honestly, this is what I think, and damn, I feel bad for Kale. I really do. I told you, bro. That woman needs a buff. Buff Kale, please. I've been saying that since the end of last season, man, especially her ult. It's so easy to manage if you're fighting her. Whatever.